Hey everyone, today we're going to be taking a look at the new Tortuga 40-liter Travel Backpack Lite. And as the name implies, this is a lighter and simplified version of their other 40-liter travel backpack that is a really premium, versatile option. I've talked about it many times on the channel in the past. I'll include a link to the review that I've done for that in the description below. But I was excited to see Tortuga release this, streamlined and more accessible version for people that don't need quite as much out of a travel backpack and are just looking for something that covers the basics really, really well. That's what this bag seemed to do for me. Tortuga also released a new compression packing cube, which is always a useful accessory to pair with something like this. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about what it's been like to use these over the past couple of weeks. I'll show you how I've loaded them out, walk through all the features, and I'll also talk about how they compare to some of the other similar items that are currently on the market. Before jumping into the video, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Danny, and on this channel, we love reviewing popular travel and everyday carry gear. If you like these types of videos and you'd be interested in seeing more, please consider subscribing as it helps the channel out a lot. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump in. Starting off with the overall aesthetic, the bag keeps things pretty simple and minimal. It's got a pretty standard look that reminds me of many of the other popular travel bags on the market, which I think works quite well. When you're traveling, a subdued look can always be a benefit so that you don't stand out too much when you're in an unknown area, and I like that there's not a ton of straps or attachment points or anything that would make this look too technical or touristy. As far as the materials, the bag feels very solidly built. This exterior fabric is a 630D ballistic nylon that feels like it's gonna hold up well to rougher usage and the rigors of travel. I've used a lot of ballistic nylon bags over the years and they've always held up very well. I like that this also feels like it's gonna offer a decent amount of weather resistance. And one of the big benefits with this bag is that it's a little lighter than the other 40-liter bag that Tortuga has. This one comes in at under 4 pounds, around 3.5 pounds, I believe. So still not the most lightweight bag, but nowadays it seems like many of the modern travel bags come in at 4 pounds and above. So this definitely a benefit here. Beyond that, you also have some really nice Woojin buckles and YKK zippers all throughout. Continuing along the outside of the bag, you have a handle on the side and at the top. Good implementation here. This padding is really soft and almost gel-like, so it's going to be easy to hold the bag, whether you're loading it into an overhead storage compartment or you're just carrying it like a briefcase because you don't want to wear it on your back. And then on one side, you also have an external water bottle pocket. It's got this nice elastic material here. This will be able to hold my 26-ounce Yeti Rambler. You can see how much this expands out, which is nice even when the bag is a little bit more packed out. I don't think you would be able to fit anything much bigger than this. This is really feeling like it's right at the limit. You can see that it's getting stretched out quite a bit there, but I was happy to see that this fits. Anything smaller will fit comfortably. Also an umbrella, maybe a tripod. And then when the pocket's not in use, because of that elasticity, it just stays close to the bag to maintain a cleaner look. On the front, you do have the Tortuga logo, which I think blends in pretty nicely with the aesthetic of the bag. It's front and center, but it's not a huge logo. It's not that prominent, which I like to see. And then the bag does stand up pretty well on its own when it's loaded out, just given the size and the flatness of the bottom. So I've noticed that I could place it down and access some of the other compartments when the weight is evenly distributed. And then as far as the capacity, the bag comes in at around 40 liters, which is a really great one bag travel size in my opinion. I was able to easily hold all the items that I normally like to take with me on a 1 to 2 week trip. And I like that because the shape of the bag isn't super rigid, it never really felt like the bag was overwhelmingly big or bulky, even when it was packed out, which makes it great for navigating crowded areas, jumping onto public transit, and carrying onto a variety of domestic and international airlines. Taking a look at the harness system, so far the bag has been really comfortable to wear. This is an area where Tortuga's bags tend to really stand out. They have some of the most comfortable harnesses on the market in my opinion. I really like the amount of padding that's been included on the straps. It's really soft and comfortable. You have a nice amount of breathability. And then the straps also have a nice width to help prevent the bag from digging into your shoulders when it's a little bit more packed out. At the top, you have load lifters to allow you to pull that weight closer to your back and tweak how the bag sits on your shoulders. One thing to note that's different here from the Pro version of this bag is that you don't have the ability to adjust the height of the harness, which was a cool feature of that bag. You just had a little bit more of an ability to customize it depending on your height. So that's something to keep in mind, but for me, it's worked out quite well. On the straps, you also have a couple of loops that will allow you to clip on additional accessories, maybe hang your sunglasses or attach a light. Then you have an adjustable sternum strap to help distribute the weight. And the bag also includes a well-padded and removable hip belt. This is another area where I really like that Tortuga's bags always include these, and they really feel like they're gonna offer a nice amount of comfort and support and help alleviate some of the weight off your shoulders. They're very easy to get on and off. They have these Velcro straps, so you can come in, attach it, and then I like that you can fully remove them, as I typically don't use these much. So it's nice that they're included, but you have the option one way or the other. One thing to call out is you don't have any pocketing on these straps, as some other bags tend to do. But just a great system there. And then taking a look at the back paneling, this has also been super comfortable. Same type of padding that we saw on the shoulder straps, so well distributed all throughout the back, same breathable fabric. And then I like that it has a nice amount of elevation to create this air channel to provide you with a nice amount of airflow while you're walking around throughout the day. One last thing to call out while we're talking about the straps is that you do have the ability to hide these away to make them easier to stow in an overhead area. So they have these durable clips here at the bottom, very easy to release. And then there is this flap on the back panel where you can hide the straps away for a cleaner carry and stowaway. Jumping into the organizational options, the bag keeps things pretty minimal, but I think it's actually a really effective layout, especially if you're not somebody who likes to have a ton of pockets. At the top, you have a great quick access area. I love these types of pockets, particularly on travel bags, to make it easy to toss all the items that I normally have in my pocket or that I'm just accessing more regularly. And there's a lot of space here, which is really nice. So I was able to easily fit my sunglasses with a bulkier case. I have my GoPro in here. I also have a lightning cable to charge my phone. And then I have my Apple AirPods. And in this compartment, you also have a little lanyard with a clip that might be a good spot for your keys or a TSA approved multi-tool. On the front of the bag, you have another zippered quick access pocket. This one has a vertically oriented zipper, so if you swing the bag around, you'll be able to access this pretty easily. And I like that this compartment, like the top quick access area, has a pretty good amount of volume and space. So they're not overly tight, even though the main area is pretty full. In this pocket, there was enough height and space to store my tablet, since there's no other dedicated tablet sleeve and I'm grabbing that regularly while I'm traveling. Beyond that, I also have a USB-C hub that I carry with me to just give myself some additional ports for my laptop, my tablet, and any other devices that I'm going to be using. On the back of the bag, you have a dedicated laptop compartment that has a lockable zipper. This is a top loading compartment, so it doesn't open flat or anything like that, which to me is just fine. I never use that feature, so I like that this still makes it very easy to reach down and grab your device, particularly while you're going through security. You have a good amount of space here. This should be able to hold a 15 or 16 inch laptop comfortably. Currently what I have in here is a 13-inch MacBook Air. You can see there's plenty of leftover space at the top. On the inside, you have kind of a soft lining to help prevent any scratches, and the compartment is also pulled up off the bottom of the ground, so it doesn't feel like my laptop is in any danger if I happen to place my bag down a little bit harder. So pulling my device out, now with the compartment empty, you can get a better look at the inside and at that soft lining. And this compartment opens up a decent amount, particularly if the main compartment isn't overly packed out. You should be able to fit a larger device in here pretty comfortably, or if you want to use a case with your laptop, that should be able to work. So with the amount of padding that's offered here and the fact that it's suspended, it really feels like my device is going to be safe while I'm on the road. One last thing to call out here is that you do have a zipper that will allow you to access the frame sheet if you wanted to remove it for any reason. And then moving into the main compartment, this also has a lockable zipper, and the bag has a suitcase style opening for easy packing, so it opens up nice and wide. And I like that this main area is a very simple, large bucket of space, which works great for easy packing. Whether you use packing cubes or not, the simplicity of the bag is really just going to match up well for a variety of packing styles. And so at 40 liters, this is a bag that can hold an impressive amount, especially with the more flexible layout. I packed this out with quite a bit, and it still feels like I have some leftover space in case I wanted to pack an extra jacket or pick up some souvenirs. So I was really impressed with how much I was able to hold. Jumping into the items that I have here, first up, I have my Beats Studio wireless headphones, which I wouldn't normally pack into the main area of the bag, but I just had so much space. And then I have my extra pair of shoes. I have a pair of Toms, which I typically have. Here at the top, I have the new Tortuga packable backpack. So when I arrive at my destination, I'll leave all this at my hotel, open this up, and then I'll have a really nice simple day bag for any activities I'm going to be doing. I actually just published a dedicated review for this as well if you want to check it out and see it in action, but here you can see how nicely it just packs into the main area. And then another newer accessory that Tortuga released is compression packing cubes. You can buy these individually, and they remind me of many of the other really nice compression packing cubes on the market. So they have really lightweight ripstop nylon material, got the nice Tortuga logo, and then the compression here is just super helpful when you're using packing cubes. That's one of the big benefits. This compresses your clothes down by about 30% or something like that. Here I'm opening that up so you can see just how much it came down. I stuffed this with just a bunch of travel pants, which are a little bit bulkier, to see how many I could hold. I think I was able to fit about 4 or 5 pants in here, and then compressing it down. It really doesn't take up a ton of space. You have handles, so pretty standard layout, but it's done very well. Super effective for organizing. And then here I have my typical packing cube layout that you'll see in any of my travel bag videos, just so you can kind of compare it across different bags if you're curious on the size. So at the top, I have my Air Dop kit. Then I have the smaller Peak Design compression packing cube, as well as the medium size. And so both of these work very well, similar in style to the Tortuga compression cube. The one thing that I like about these is that they do have the compartment for dirty clothes. But now with the compartment empty, you can get a better look at the inside. I really like the high contrast lining that's provided here, so very easy to see whatever you're trying to get to. No compression straps here, just a very simple open area, which is what I tend to prefer. And then on the other side, on the lid, you have a couple of zippered pockets, which offer a good amount of volume. These could almost work as additional packing cubes if you wanted to use them to store socks or underwear, your toiletries, tech items. You can see that they come up a decent amount, maybe a jacket, or even separating out your dirty clothes once you've used them. So really like the flexibility that these provide. This one at the bottom is pretty spacious here. So I didn't end up using these very much. I don't typically, as most of my stuff is in packing cubes, but great to see these included. They just stay out of the way if you're not going to use them. So in general, I really like the simple layout and approach throughout the bag. They really did a great job of covering the basics very well, from the harness to the space to the laptop compartment. And if you're looking for a spacious, durable bag and you don't want to have to worry about any of the additional bells and whistles, this is going to be one of the best options that you can take a look at. And so to wrap up, it's been a great experience testing out the Tortuga Travel Backpack Lite over the past couple of weeks. You can currently purchase this on the company's site for around $250, so still an investment as far as travel backpacks go, but you are getting a really solidly built bag with a nice feature set that's going to compare well against some of the other similar bags in this price range. And so as I was testing this out, the first bag this made me think of is Tortuga's other 40-liter travel backpack, the Pro version, which I called out a few times during the video. That is an excellent one-bag travel option that's going to have a fabric that's more weather resistant. It's got the aqua-guarded zippers. It's got more organizational options. So if you're somebody who likes to have extra pocketing, if you have a lot of tech or other travel accessories, it's just going to give you some additional flexibility. Still has the same comfortable and adjustable harness system as this. Pretty similar capacity, but again, just some extra organization, some additional bells and whistles, and if weather resistance is a really important aspect to you and you want a little bit more peace of mind, that's going to be an excellent option to take a look at. Another bag this made me think of is the GoRuck GR3, which, like this one, is a little bit simpler, but it does all the things a travel backpack should do very well. So it's got a really robust harness system, an integrated and removable waist belt. It's got a clamshell style opening. That one is offered in a 35-liter size and a 45-liter size. I'm partial to the 35-liter because it's a little bit more carry-on compliant across extra airlines. And it also has the quick access compartment that GoRuck has been adding to a lot of their newer bags. So that's always very helpful. Beyond that, it's got the bomb-proof laptop compartment. It's got some minimal pocketing, much like this one, but it's just an excellent bag that's, allows you to toss in a bunch of stuff easily. You don't have to overthink packing a bag like that. And so if you're looking for something with a really rugged and slightly more tactical aesthetic, then that's going to be an excellent option to check out. And then the last option that I'll mention here is the updated version of the packed travel backpack. I've really enjoyed using that bag. It has a very unique layout that allows it to open up flat. It's got the two kind of designated compartments to allow you to organize all of your stuff. The laptop compartment implementation is interesting as it has the laptop in the middle of the bag, which does feel like it can provide some additional sort of cushioning with everything that you pack around it, but just a really interesting layout. It can take a little while to get used to packing it, which is different than this bag here, which is just very simple. So that one, if you kind of use it a little bit or you have an idea of how you want to organize all of your stuff, it can provide a lot of benefits, and it's also just going to offer additional organization. It's got really great quick access pockets with a nice amount of volume, very comfortable harness system, and that one also has the ability to expand. So if you need a little bit more capacity, and that's gonna really help out with that. And so that one's in a higher price range than this one, but if you have a little bit of a higher budget and you're interested in something very unique and useful, then that's gonna be an excellent option to consider. With that being said, the Tortuga Travel Backpack Lite holds up really well against all those options, and if you're looking for a comfortable, spacious, one-bag travel option that covers the basics very, very well, then this is going to be an excellent option to take a look at. And I'm definitely curious to hear what you all think of the new Lite travel backpack from Tortuga and how it compares to some of the other popular travel bags that are currently on the market. If there's any similar options that you think that I should check out, as always, please let me know in the comments. And I want to thank Tortuga for sending the bag for me to test out, and to you guys for watching and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming videos, and we'll see you in the next one.